This one is phenomenal. I already cannot wait for the rematch. Maybe there will be a rematch of the rematch when we get into the playoffs. I mean, these teams are that good, and this game was that fun. Detroit ends up getting the win here, 31-29. We'll talk about their top 5 graded players first because they got the win. Safety, Brian Branch, just an unbelievable last couple of weeks from him. Back on the top of this list with a 92.7 overall grade. Center Frank Ragnow with a 90.1. Wide receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown with an 88.9. Gator great. Linebacker Alex Anzalone with a 78.2. Running back Jahmyr Gibbs with a 77.5. And then quarterback Jared Goff in this game, 76.9. A very solid grade there. And then on the Minnesota side of things, edge rusher John Grenard, Gator great, 92.1. Great linebacker Andrew Van Ginkel with an 80.3. Running back Aaron Jones, 77.9. Safety Josh Metellus with a 73.5. Wide receiver Justin Jefferson is 72.2. And then quarterback Sam Darnold, a 76.4. A lot of things that we could break down in this one. But through everything, Dalton, what is the stat that told the story here?
It's the fact that in a micro and a macro sense, any way you want to look at this, if this Lions offense gets hot, they're the best offense in football. And you talk about late in the second and early in the third quarter of this game. Okay, they had 4 straight touchdown drives. They ran 28 plays on those drives, and they picked up 294 yards. I mean, they're running 10.5 yards per play for a 4-drive stretch. They're just unstoppable. Jared Goff on those 4 drives, 14 of 15, a $197, 2 touchdowns, and a 92 passing grade. The offense as a whole had a 92 overall grade in that stretch. I mean, you're just talking about a team when they get it rolling, and we've kind of been waiting for them to get it rolling like this, and now they're really rolling. This is the best offense in football. They're so loaded. They have the best O-line in football. Jared Goff, when he's hot like this, right now Jared Goff's playing, I mean, what he's played like the last 4 games is an MVP candidate.
Insanely efficient.
St. Brown, I mean, and look, this is a tough team to play against because of Brian Flores, right? But I think we know the Vikings don't have a ton of elite talents on their on their defense, especially in the secondary. When you've got a scheme like the Lions have with Ben Johnson running the show and Goff executing, and you have just absolute dudes, right? Like St. Brown, like Jamison Williams, like Jahmyr Gibbs. They haven't even gotten Sam Laporta going yet. You got this offensive line. It's a level of talent when they're executing at this level that honestly cannot be stopped. It just can't. Right now, with all the Niners injuries and the Chiefs and kind of playing a more conservative brand of ball, and the Ravens, sometimes they can be a bit one-dimensional, even though they've been really good, and we know Lamar's great. This Lions offense right now is best offense in football. And when they get hot, I don't think there's an answer for it because they just have too many tools in the box.
The stat that told the story for me is sort of a stat that has been growing over the last couple of weeks that came into this game, and that is Goff's confidence. You know, we talk about Goff on this show, and I think some Lions fans, read it as disrespect, how, some of the grades that we have for Jared Goff are a little bit lower, and I'll sort of get it in that context, but you can't deny what the man is doing in this offense and how well he is commanding this offense specifically, and how the ball gets to go basically everywhere it needs to when it needs to get there. 90.8 adjusted completion percentage over the last 3 games, 90.9 adjusted completion percentage under pressure over the last 3 games. And that's an area where we have criticized Jared Goff in the past. Now, look, over the last 3 games, all of his turnover-worthy plays have come when he has been pressured. All of his big-time throws have come when he has been kept clean. So that we do have to, of course,
that sounds like Jared Goff. Right, that sounds like the same Jared Goff we've always known.
But still. Yeah. The passing grade under pressure is in the high 60s this year compared to low 40s that it has been in the past. And that means that, yes, okay, he's throwing the turnover-worthy plays still when he is pressured, but in the in-between, outside of those throws, and it's only 2 over the last 3 games when he's been under pressure, the ball is going where it needs to go, even under pressure. Goff is so confident with his hot reads, and okay, if pressure's coming, okay, I don't have time to get all the way through the progression. I got to look to exactly where my hot read is immediately. I either give the guy a chance or the ball's going in the ground. We're going to fight another day. They are humming right now, and I think that you are right when you say that this is the best offense in football, the way that it has been playing over the last couple of weeks, specifically when you throw in the run game as well. And I know David Montgomery had a disappointing fumble that I'm sure that he is still thinking about right now as we are speaking, but he's going to be a major part of this rushing attack moving forward. We know how dynamic Jahmyr Gibbs is. You talked about the offensive line. It's just humming, man. And to me, that confidence in which Jared Goff played against Brian Flores' defense on the road, in Minnesota cannot be understated, in my opinion.
Yeah, no. Is there a more consistent play in football than Jared Goff being under center, taking that straight drop play action and just zipping that 15-yard in route right past whoever linebacker?
It's beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
It's always just St. Brown.
We saw it, I think, 4, 5, 6 times yesterday. Every time I saw it, I thought it was a replay. It looks the exact same every single time, and yet it always works. It might be the best play in football right now. Any 15-yard in from the Lions, it's unstoppable, especially because you have to obviously respect the run game. And, if they're running that action off that right side where Penei Sewell is, what are you going to back off and be on your heels against Penei Sewell? No, you get killed. So, literally, you might actually get killed. So, no, I mean, it's the combination of scheme and talent makes them, it really is, I think it's the scariest offense in football right now.
My most impressive is Brian Branch. Just unbelievable again in this game. He has had an insane season. I saw a Dane Brugler tweet, who works for The Athletic, does an incredible job covering the NFL draft. I'm sure everybody reads his great work. And, he had a funny tweet a couple of weeks ago when Brian Branch had that incredible game. And he goes, I still cannot believe that Brian Branch went number 45 overall. 44 times in the draft, NFL teams went, we're good. It's crazy. He was this player at Alabama.
Yeah.
He was this player at Alabama. He was a top 20 player in the class. You could have made an argument for him to be top 15, maybe even top 10.
I think it is? You know what I think it is again, though? Most of his snaps at Alabama were in the slot. And if you continue to devalue guys who can have that sort of impact.
Couldn't be this show.
No, it wouldn't be here. Slot corners are people, too. Now, he's playing a little more of a traditional safety role this year. But they knew he played some safety at Bama. He was back and forth, and he was so versatile. But there has to be a guy like that has to go in the first round. I don't care if he plays in the slot. It just doesn't matter. He's a wicked talented football player who's taking games over. We've seen it multiple times this year already.
As we saw on the graphic there, 92.7 overall grade, 91.2 coverage grade. Played 5 snaps at edge rusher. Linebacker, outside linebacker. 5 snaps at outside linebacker, 13 as a box defender, 6 in the slot, and 37 at free safety. Dude's a stud.
Yeah.
Incredible football player. 45 is egregious. NFL, you got to check yourself. Come on. We got to be drafting better than that. What about your most impressive?
I'll stay on the slot on offense. I mean, look, if there's anybody who doubts that Amon-Ra St. Brown is an elite receiver, is off the rails, because he's one of the best receivers in football. And this was a game when you needed that guy, that number one guy, to get through all the scheme and get through all the Vikings stuff and make plays anytime they needed it. It's Amon-Ra St. Brown. I mean, 8 for 8. 8 catches, 8 targets, 112 yards, a touchdown, 3 for 3 in contested catches, 89.8 receiving grade. He's got everything. We saw everything in this game. We saw a deep touchdown. We saw him pick up 3rd and shorts on short routes. We saw the crosser that got him into field goal range. We saw contested catches. He's one of the best receivers in football. And I don't remember who said it, but I saw some conversation earlier this week about, he's just a slot guy, so he's not. No, that's not how this works. Like, I don't care if he's in the slot 80% of the time. This is one of the best receivers in football. He played like it in this game. And I'll go to the most disappointing just real quick, because it kind of just matches up with it. The Vikings coverage now. This was the first week where we really saw it kind of falter on him, because they don't have, and Harrison Smith is a great player, I think a future Hall of Famer. He's a little bit older, though. They don't have an elite player in their secondary right now, and it showed in this game. The Vikings, a 41.5 coverage grade. Goff had 3 incompletions all day, and 2 of them were batted down at the line of scrimmage. And the only one real incompletion was a go ball that Goff actually just missed. It was open. So the Vikings really struggled, especially, I mentioned, over the middle of the field. 3 safeties and 2 linebackers for the Vikings, all with coverage grades under 50. Lions attacked the middle of the field. St. Brown was a big part of that. All of that goes together. I don't understand. If there's someone out there that needs an explanation as to why St. Brown is an elite receiver, I don't know what you've been missing, because he's just straight up. I mean, if there's any guy on 3rd and 10 that I needed just a first down from right at the sticks,
right,
he might be the guy I'd pick. He's just that good.
I don't know how many other – I mean – It's basically like the conversation of if you need a 3rd down catch, it's like Justin Jefferson and then maybe Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah.
It's just that he is that productive.
He does everything
when it matters most. Over the middle of the field, to the sideline, deep, intermediate, everything. Man, he's unbelievable. My most disappointing in this game? None. I have no most disappointing. As the meme goes, absolute cinema. This was a phenomenal game. The next time these two teams play is Week 18. It's January 5th. It's Vikings at Detroit, and I pray that there is something on the line for this game. Could very well be the number 1 seed in the NFC. And that would be playoffs before the playoffs. That would be the best appetizer. What is the best appetizer?
Oh, man. Just in general?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I won't lie.
Because what's the best? I'm just saying, like, that's the best appetizer that you could possibly have before a meal. With, like, the mini playoffs.
I won't lie to you. I'm a mozzarella stick guy.
Yeah, mozz steak is good.
Steak.
You know, I think some people are going to say boneless wings. Wings are a meal to me.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I don't usually. It's
usually my cousins think that it's sacrilegious that I just eat wings.
See, I'm a cheese guy though. I could go with a good queso beforehand too.
That's fair.
You hand me some chips.
But is queso like the best appetizer? Now I need to know this for the chat. What's the best appetizer? Because whatever the best appetizer is that you guys say in the chat, that is whatever Vikings Lions is.
You're just letting it roll. Okay.
Especially
if it's for a division title, our friends at
what I'm saying.
Our friends at NBC will have it for sure.
It's like that, if it's for a division title and maybe even the number one seed in the NFC, that's like steak before steak.
I would take an appetizer steak. Yeah.
Before steak.
Do like a 6 ounce before a 10 ounce. I think that makes
different
sense.
cuts of the same
cut. Just a smaller
like fillet
and
smaller
then
steak,
a ribeye. An appetizer steak.
You might be onto something here.
Yeah,
we might need to go into business.
If you just want 2 steaks, you go, but you don't want to look like a person. Oh, you're eating 2 steaks at the same time. Yeah, it's a baby steak, appetizer.
Somebody get Chris on the line. I got something else for him to invest in. We got steak before steak.